At West Bend, what we sell every day is a promise. And it's a promise that when something goes wrong for our insureds, we're going to step up and we're going to be at our best, do the right thing, and then take care of that customer. Everyone in this organization has a customer. Everyone has a responsibility to serve that customer. And I've been at this company since 1994, and what has impressed me is that the examples, the stories of an individual stepping up in a given moment, in a given day, and making a difference. What's even more impressive is that that's just part of our culture. That's who we are. And we don't have to, remind people every day that, hey, it's your job today to exceed your customers' expectations. We don't have to do that. That just occurs. That just happens.
I think that a long time ago, before I ever started working here, West Bend made the decision that the way they were going to grow the company is to invest in the everyday people who work here and give them the greatest opportunity for advancement. And I think that what that strategy has proven time and time again is that everyday people are really capable of some extraordinary things. And that's something that I'm very proud to be a part of, and I know that the people I work with are as well.
That's what an insurance policy is. You're buying a promise. There's nothing there. There's no material. There's a piece of paper, but that's it. So we're selling them the promise to give you coverage, to help you get whole again from your claim.
If you can't get customers to call out West Bend or say how good of a company they are, that's half your business right there. As a customer, I'm your best free advertisement. It's the service we provide. It's the reputation that we have. Service is not just a way of doing things. It's an attitude. It's a can-do attitude. It's the appreciation of the power of yes.
Listening, trying to connect with them, feel that you're in their shoes, and then wanting the best outcome for them.
It's one of the things that was impressed upon us 22 years ago when I started here at West Bend. Was we were talking about that earlier, where the small little details make all the difference in the world. And it's the people that can separate, the common things that you do to really make sure those little details are done to really, make you stand out, stand above all your competition and everything.
It's not just within your department. I think it's, as a whole and interacting with everybody that makes you feel, I think you have to give a little. You have to give a little bit of yourself and go out there a little bit to, interact and make yourself feel good and be involved in things.
Insurance from a company agent standpoint is very much based on relationships. And from a customer standpoint, I think a good experience, a policyholder might tell 3 or 4 of their friends, but if they have a bad experience, they're going to tell 20. So you have to do more good to continue to build that relationship and build that reputation than if you do 1 or 2 bad things. That could be really detrimental. So I think that speaks volumes to West Bend's reputation, is we do an awful lot of good things and really not too many bad.
When you get back to people in a timely manner, they appreciate that. In fact, whenever I call somebody back and it's within 10 or 15 minutes or an hour of them having left me a message, they always say, "Thanks for getting back to me right away. I've got this last minute situation." And that is what drives relationships. And so, it's as important a part of our business as anything.
It is a team effort, yeah. That's what makes West Bend a good place.
It's not mandated, but to do the right thing is the right thing. I think people learn what is right and what is wrong, and it's important for West Bend as a business to do the right thing.
When you respond appropriately to a claim and you see that the company is doing everything they can as quickly as they can to get these people back on their feet, that creates word of mouth. And that's the best type of advertising that you can have. So I don't think it's necessarily us internally creating that, other than we're doing our job to the best of our ability. And if you respond and do it well, then the community talks about that, especially when you have a situation where there is a bad claim or something, a building has burned down. Those business owners talk. My particular insurance company, I'm still dealing with this months later. We're back up and running, and we had West Bend.
Oh, I love it. My mom says I'm the only person she knows that loves her job because I love to come to work. I like doing what I do every day. I've done it for 44 years. I like to do what I do. I like helping people. I always wanted to be a teacher.
Even just when I call into a business, you can tell if you have that person's attention, and you can hear that smile. And one of my jobs was the operator, was a commercial lines operator. And I tried to answer with a smile. I mean, even if it was a difficult person on the other end, I know they can tell if you're listening. And I think that's important.
You can hear a smile. Have you never heard a smile when you called on the phone? You can. So you pick up the phone and you can hear they're smiling. So if I go, hello, this is Barb. Hi, this is Barb. You can hear that on the phone.
You know, you can hear the fear in somebody's voice too. You know, I don't know what this is, I don't know what I'm doing. And then I tell them, well, let's walk through this process together. And a lot of times, if it's a small bond, we'll get it issued in 5 minutes, and then you can just hear the joy in their voice. You know, oh, I thought this was going to be such a process and such a big deal, and you've made this so easy. And I understand what the product is. And you know, that makes you feel good in that instance, and you also know that they're going to come back to you again when they've got another piece of business.
Actually, I do think so. I think the larger you get, the more that people forget the roots and where they've come from, where helping out one another is always the basis of the insurance industry, and West Bend does that well. It helps everyone out, regardless of what situation you're in.
We had a sculpture made that emulates the oak tree. And the bur oak tree goes back to the days that they were one of the few trees that were able to withstand the prairie fires over the period of time. And the stature of the trees are just magnificent. Again, it's a very slow-growing tree, but it's a tree that can take on all kinds of conditions. And then on that sculpture, they have one nut, one little acorn. And from that, you have thousands of other trees that will develop. And that's where the sculpture went, that they showed that there's a strong foundation between the agents and our insureds and the company that lay that foundation and make it good and strong. And then from that, the small company that was started back in 1894, the small company, how it's grown to become such a large thing. So yeah, they used a lot of those ideas behind that was developed in that sculpture. And so it's neat how you can take a natural thing and apply that to a business, all the principles.
You know, times have changed. I mean, but through all this, the people remain the same. You know what I mean? As in the friendliness, the attitudes. Some things haven't changed over the 30 years. Technology obviously has, but as a whole, we've gotten bigger, but that doesn't mean we got worse. I think we've gotten better.
Well, when you think of the silver lining, it's the good. It's the good that a company can do, and I feel that West Bend really does do the right thing. It's the silver lining for a lot of people that need us.
And I think what is important to note is that as we move into this next chapter of our company's history regarding service and the West Bend way is that we're not changing anything. We're only taking a strength. We're taking something that you do every day and putting some behaviors, some expectations around what we view as service that will be second to none. And then ask all of us, that includes me, that includes everyone in this organization, to commit to those behaviors, to be consistent about how we answer our phones, be consistent about how we greet our customers when they arrive at the door, be consistent about how we deliver, whether that be a quote or a policy, be consistent about the claims experience. And so I think there's a tremendous opportunity for us to even further the gap that exists between us and our competitors when it comes to service. So we have an opportunity, you have an opportunity to be part of being different and being different in a very good way.
Kind of reminds you of the song years ago, there's always a sunny day and the silver lining. You know, it makes you feel like they're there for you all the time. The company's going to be around, and they're going to make your bad thing a good thing in the end. It's not really a good thing, but it's going to make it be okay. I guess it's always going to be okay.